Hello. Hey, crazy. Crazy. Hey, what are you doing? So after this trip to the States, I feel like it's like anytime I'm around other Latinos, I'm reminded how much I miss like being around the other part of my culture. I mean, being American, you can find American stuff everywhere. You know, like we have our, in terms of fast food here in Germany, you can get McDonald's, KFC, Burger King, Subway, probably some other stuff as well. But in terms, or like, you know, like even going to the grocery store, you can get, I just get my Ritz crackers, or I can get my Reese's peanut butter cups. I can get, you know, certain American chocolates, like the mainstream stuff. But in terms of like Peruvian stuff, there's like nothing. I mean, there are some Peruvian restaurants. I've been to the one in Nuremberg, but it's not, I mean, there's still some limiting factors just because importing stuff into Germany is very expensive. And like the restaurant we went to, they didn't even serve Inca Cola, which is like the soft drink of Peru, and kind of blasphemous to like get Peruvian food and not be able to drink Inca Cola. I mean, getting Peruvian beer, you know, that's fine. Even in the States, it's hard to find. But Inca Cola is like, especially because now it's owned by Coca-Cola, which makes it easier for them to take it other places, which is why it's more readily available in the States. But I still try to figure out ways to, you know, try to incorporate more Peruvianness in my life when I'm feeling homesick for that aspect of my culture. Granted, watching a Mexican film, you would figure doesn't work. Because, you know, Mexico and Peru are not the same in culture. I mean, we share a language. And the fact that we were, you know, conquered by the Spaniards, but like that's it. Really? I mean, there's some little things here and there, but I will admit when it comes to media in Latin America, Mexico is the dominant one, even in Peru. Going with Cantinflas, actually the reason why I watched specifically this film is because it reminds me of my grandmother. When I was younger, my grandmother came to live with us from Peru, and this was before, in Indiana specifically, it was before we had Telemundo or Univision. Those were more in the parts of the U.S. that had a larger Latin population. So like Connecticut, where one of my aunts was living, or Florida, or Los Angeles, but Indiana, definitely not. And my mom saw on TV, like they were, I don't know how, but apparently they were offering some like special edition of like all of Cantinflas' movies on VHS. So she bought them all. So that my grandmother could have something to watch at home with us in Indiana, and I would watch them with her. So for me, Mario Cantinflas is very much a part of my childhood because it just reminds me of my grandmother. Now, I'm sure you're wondering in this day and age, you know, why am I specifically going for Cantinflas as opposed to the array of Spanish-speaking television that you can find on, say, Netflix, like Valeria, or Elite, or Casa de Papel. Well, all three of those are from Spain, which I did live in Spain in 2008. Good times, loved it, but it's not the same. Like, again, it's just down to language. Like, I mean, you know, if I miss hearing Spanish enough, of course I watch those shows because, you know, I just miss hearing Spanish. But it's still not the same. It would be like being German living in the States, for example, and you want to watch something in German and all you have access to is that like Swiss sci-fi on Amazon. I can't remember the name of it. I'll put it up on the screen. Where it's like, yeah, I mean, they're speaking German. And I'm laughing because we all know it's not, I mean, it's Swiss German. It's a different dialect. It's not the same. It's not the same. Or even like watching an Austrian film or something, or even being an Austrian or whatever and having to watch like a German film. It's not the same. Just because you're hearing a language, you know, that is kind of similar to your native language, it's not the same. And yeah, you can tell. Spanish is worlds different than Latin American Spanish. And I mean, it's fine. It's fine. No, I mean, like I said, it's still Spanish. So, and those shows are fantastic. Which, if you're looking for stuff, I highly recommend it. I've actually been trying to watch them with German subtitles to like really help get like German and Spanish connect, like interweaving whenever I can. And also because when my husband watches, it's easier for him to understand instead of trying for, you know, to watch it in English, Spanish with English subtitles and then kind of have to translate in his head. So we just watch it with German subtitles because, I mean, not that I need them, but the poor guy does.
¿Qué hace usted aquí? Pues aquí ando de turista visitando el castillo. ¿Y ese cajón qué cosa es? No es cajón, es mi cámara fotográfica. ¿Cuántas veces tengo que decirle que está prohibido bolear? ¿Sabe dónde queda la cesta de marcación? Pero cómo no voy a saber si es casi mi segunda patria y he pasado los años más felices de mi juventud.
So one of the things I am able to get in terms of food is Peruvian popcorn. You see this? Is very good. Very good. It's actually from a type of corn you find in South America called choclo, which is Quechua for corn. And actually when I was growing up, all corn was called choclo. Technically it's maíz in Spanish, but yeah, in Peru we call every corn choclo. This shows how different like Spanish is from, you know, within each country, because they're also influenced by like the natives that were there, you know, so there's a lot of Quechua influence in Peruvian Spanish. And yeah, it's very good. So it's easy to get. There's a Peruvian shop in Freiburg where I'm able to order whatever I need. I can order Inca Cola. It is expensive, so I only order it for like special occasions. I order like 2-liter bottles so that I can like share with people, because it's a lot for me to drink by myself. I also ordered some pastes, like pureed peppers, Peruvian peppers. There's ají amarillo, ají panca, and rocoto. And those are the main things I need. There are other things I can order as well from the shop, but I don't need it as much. Like those ingredients are what I use a lot in my regular cooking. And then of course my canchita is good for you know, regular snacking, and it doesn't go bad quite as easily. Roxy, monkey bar. Look at you with that fluffy butt. You have a fluffy butt. You have such a nice fluffy butt. So anyway, in case you're wondering what the whole story of El Bolero de Raquel. So the thing with Cantinflas is that his humor was always catering to the poorer classes. That's why he dresses the way he does. In this film, it's literally what he wears in every film. And yeah, I mean, also this movie is from 1956, which is ironically the year my mother was born. And so the story tells the story of a bolero who's a shoe shiner. One of his friends, who was a bricklayer, had actually fallen to his death, leaving a widow, a wife and child. And the child happens to be his godson. And actually, I don't know if the bolero actually has a name. I don't even think his characters ever really have a name, because he's just so well known as Cantinflas. Like, I don't know. Anyway, so the story is then the wife, the widow now, she has gone to Guadalajara, from like where her family's from, in order to kind of plead with them and try to figure out what she's going to do now. And she leaves Chavito with her godfather. And so it's like his adventures of like continuing the hustle, essentially trying to not just, you know, he's a shoe shiner, and then, you know, they travel to, I don't know where they're traveling to. They travel to some beach to like take advantage of the tourist season. And so they try to, you know, it's like him trying to find ways to make money, but also to take care of this kid. And the reason why it's called also El Bolero de Raquel, because it is a play off of Bolero by Ravel, El Bolero de Ravel. And Raquel is actually the name of Chavita's teacher, who this character ends up there's like a little romantic thing going on. So it's super cute. But this is actually one of Cantinflas, like his final films, according to my mom, because it's a lot more like tugging at the heartstrings. When he was in his younger films, and like especially the ones that are in black and white, it was very much just shtick. And yeah, so the story is just him with Chavita and their adventures, and it's silly, it's shtick, and it's just watching this bolero just get himself out of some really interesting situations and talking himself out of it. It's because that's what he does. He knows how to talk the talk, and that's like that was always part of his shtick. That's what makes Cantinflas so famous. I had mentioned before that like Mexican media is very big throughout Central and South America. So Cantinflas is, I mean, like even going to Peru today, you will always be able to find a Cantinflas film on TV. And the same could also be for El Chavo del Ocho. Good grief. It's one of the children's shows that like all Latinos know. And I think I may have mentioned before in another video how Netflix Latin America did like a commercial for Stranger Things using the actress who played La Chilindrina. And so like, because like all throughout Central and South America, everybody knows El Chavo del Ocho and La Chilindrina and Kiko and like, you know, Señor Barriga, like all of them. And it's just one of those things where it's, you know, I have so much access. I mean, here I'm in Germany, so of course that caters to, you know, my need for German stuff. And then being American, because American stuff is everywhere. You cannot escape it, especially in Europe. You cannot escape it. So like, I don't feel homesick for American stuff. But Peruvian stuff, specifically Latin American stuff in general, that's the stuff that's harder to get. And so I do what I can. That's like, you know, so I bought this film to take it with me to kind of prepare myself and you know, doing what I can to, you know, just to try to keep up that bit, you know, because I don't get to practice Spanish very often. There's not really anybody here I can speak Spanish with, except my mom, who I talk to on the phone like with every day. One of my best friends is planning on moving to Spain within the next few years, so she's half Peruvian like myself, but she's married to a Spanian. So there will also be more Spanish there, and hopefully maybe I'll do a trip up to Dusseldorf to visit my aunt and vlog about that so we can get some more Peruvian stuff in there, because we need more Peruvianness on this channel, right? What do you think? Actually, you know, what kind of Peruvian stuff are you interested in seeing? Like, I did a top favorite facts of Peruvian stuff. Let me know in the comments. I'll try to see what I can do to show that part of my culture a little bit more. Maybe show you how to make some Peruvian food, because that is doable. A lot of stuff is doable here in Germany. And I think that will be it for today. I'm just rambling on and on and on. I have hair all over me. Yeah, hopefully you found this very enlightening, what it's like to try to take care of like that trilingual bit, you know, like I said, English and German, that's easy here in Germany, but trying to get that extra Spanish bit, especially out here in the country. If I lived in a city, I'm sure that would be a little easier, but out here in the Pampa, yeah, no, I have to make an effort to maintain Spanish, because literally use it or lose it, and I don't want to lose that. So yeah. Thanks for joining me. If you're new here, please consider subscribing, give this video a thumbs up. It lets me and YouTube and Roxy Swine over here, where's she? Right over here? Yeah, there she is. Lets us know that you like this kind of content. And if there like stuff about Peru, let me know. I will be more than happy to try to show more stuff there and try to talk about that more. And yeah. Until next time, Lieblings.
We used to be so good together, like Bonnie and Clyde. Yeah, that kind of vibe, a love that couldn't last forever. Explosive ride.